good work out there. Last day of training camp, last night of practices. Pulled the team together there at the end and just told them how much I appreciate how much that group works. From the moment we got started in April on the iPads to finally getting them in the building there in July, every step along the way they have worked, and we've changed schedules on them. We've thrown curveballs at them, and they haven't blinked. So real appreciative of the men in that group. And as you know, the cut downs loom, and they're tough decisions, and that's never the fun part of this business. But really pleased with the group that we had here tonight, and then we'll get this thing down to our 53. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go to Scott Petrick first.
Hey, Coach, who called the plays tonight?
They were scripted, Scott, so I radioed them into the quarterback. If that.
Are you ready to tell us who's going to do it in Baltimore?
No, we'll announce that later, Scott, but I promise you'll know before the game.
Okay.
All right, we'll go to Daryl Ryder next.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned earlier this week that, there's going to be some tough decisions that have to be made come Saturday. I'm just kind of curious, did you come in tonight with an idea of who that 53 was, or were there decisions that needed to be made based off of what happened tonight?
I think your idea of the 53 evolves, Nate, over the last couple weeks. You kind of have a baseline of what you think. You get a couple practices in last week, and maybe it adjusts a player here or there. Like I told you, I think we evaluate these guys every day, at every meeting, at every opportunity on the grass. So with this, it definitely plays into what we're thinking about for tomorrow. But to say that tonight was the be-all, end-all, I don't think that's fair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daryl. Tony Grossi, you're up.
Hey, Kevin, could you talk a little bit about the new safety, Ronnie Harrison, why you like him, and can he be expected to play in Baltimore?
We'll see about that, Tony. It's early to tell. We really haven't gotten him in our building yet. So there's a schematic fit with Ronnie. Talked to Mac earlier about him today, and just like the makeup of him. And we just were excited to add a player that we think will help us. But I think it's way too early to determine what that looks like, especially in week one.
All right, thank you for that, Tony. Our next one will be from Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Kevin. I also wanted to ask you about Ronnie Harrison. I know how much you guys like the versatility of Grant Delpit because you told us how he could do so many things for Joe Woods. Does Harrison bring that, and is that something that attracted you guys?
I wouldn't speculate necessarily on the versatility piece yet, Nate. We really got to get our hands on him, see what he can learn and get up to speed quickly. Anytime you're adding a safety that can play down and in the post, obviously that's important for what you're trying to run. So we'll determine that over the next couple of days. But there is a common thread schematically that runs from Jacksonville to us with that Seattle cover 3 defense. And
then big picture, as an organization, when you guys have a loss like you did with Delpit, a guy you had a significant role planned for, what does it say about Andrew Berry and him wanting to be aggressive and going out and just not standing pat, but trying to address that issue that arose?
Yeah, I think Andrew does an outstanding job along with his staff. I mean, we talk about it, but literally every day they talk about ways to improve the team. And in camp, every club, I'm sure, has injuries at positions and they question, what can we do about it? And sometimes it's via trade, sometimes it's via the waiver wire, but I don't think Andrew's going to leave any stone unturned at any point this whole year.
We'll go back to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Kevin, there were like 4 guys that had been practicing but didn't tonight, Joel and Janovich and Larry and Sendejo. Are they okay?
They're fine. Just I decided to give them the day off.
Okay. And then, you didn't do a ton tonight. And then when we watched Thursday, it was a shorter practice. Are you just feeling like you need to throttle down a little bit before the regular season?
Yeah, I think you got to be so mindful of getting ready for the regular season. And we also got to think about, we have a Thursday night game right after Sunday. So we got 2 games in 5 days there. So as we put this plan together, we wanted to make sure that we would have a very crisp football team week 1.
Thanks.
Marla Ridenour, you have our next question.
Just a quick one on, did you think about having Cyber kick into the dog pound or like Sunday?
Yeah, we did that last week. I think we've put them in a bunch of different spots throughout camp, and that's going to continue throughout. All of our guys, we hope that we're pushing them, not just in training camp, but in week 1, week 2, so on. Just put them in some tough spots.
Is Sheldon your emergency punt returner?
He is now.
Thanks.
He's been asking to be part of the offense for a very long time, so give him another role there.
And to Nate Ulrich.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Sheldon Richardson too, Kevin. What have you learned about him? I mean, he's obviously a guy who's been in the league for a while, and in his first year here last year, he was like just a reliable presence for that D-line that went through a lot of changes. So I was wondering what impressions he's made on you and the new staff.
Well, Sheldon and I were together for a year at the Vikings, so we had a little bit of a history. But he's done a nice job. He is a veteran presence. He's kind of been through a lot. He's not an old man. He's a young man, but he's been through a lot. And I know he wants to win very badly. He's been a great teammate, and I think he's excited to get this thing going.